Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Bim bom bim bom bom bom. Bim bom bim bom bom. Bim bom bim bom bom bom. Bim bom bim bom bom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Mayafem hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Mayafem hayom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. 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 Ivdu besimcha. Ivdu besimcha. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbat Shabbat Shalom.
So while we're at it, why don't we all turn to each other and say Shabbat Shalom to each other so we create community together.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Also, Shabbat Shalom, everyone online. Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos.
I love the babble of voices and joy. You know, it's been such a long time post-COVID to get together, and it really is wonderful to get together tonight for Shabbat Across Winnipeg with two congregations. Congregation Shaarey Zedek joining us today on the Bima here at Temple Shalom. My name is Rabbi Alan Finkel. With me is Cantor Len Udo from Temple Shalom. Also with me is Rabbi Ani Balmas from Shaarey Zedek and Cantor Leslie Emery, also from Shaarey Zedek. I'm so delighted to see two congregations sitting side by side, congregations sitting side by side online, and all sorts of guests. We have Shalom Weinish here, who's going to be our featured speaker tonight, and with Anibal and me, we will be speakers at Limud Winnipeg on Sunday morning. As well, I wanted to tell you about the experience of putting together Shabbat Across Winnipeg. It's meant to celebrate community in its broadest ways. And all I can tell you is about the wonderful experience we've had in the last few weeks putting together the service with incredible open-mindedness and curiosity about our different traditions, what's important halachically to each of us, and the space we gave each other to create a service which gives us joy in its creation and hopefully your joy in your participation as well. We'll learn from each other today, but that is the nature of how we create community, by looking at our similarities and enjoying the differences. So with that, I do want to invite Rabbi Anibal to offer some opening remarks as well. I was going to compliment him on his great wardrobe taste. Great fashion sense. And
I got the memo, Rabbi.
You got the memo? Okay.
Welcome, everyone. It's great to be here celebrating Shabbat together. It's something that I always love about Judaism is how we are always, if we want, we could be always connected in community and in the presence of God and in the celebration of Shabbat. So it's a great honor for us to be here together. And just one thing before we forget, for people online to follow the service, please visit ezedwinnipeg.ca/book, and the special liturgy that we are going to use for this service It's going to be there. You will find the PDF so you can read it on screen and you can download it as well. For people here in the sanctuary, you will have the opportunity to use the Sidurim, of course, but you can also use the screen in front of you.
Thank you. We're going to move into the service. I was reminded to also acknowledge the presence of the Shaarey Zedek young adult group with us tonight as well. Rabbi, we're moving to Hinei Matov.
Hinei matov u'manayim, Shabbat Across Winnipeg. Hinei matov u'manayim, Shabbat Across Hinei matov
u'manayim, Shabbat
Shaarey Zedek reads Mourner's Kaddish for Mincha as well as Ma'ariv. For that purpose, right now, I'll turn the Mourner's Kaddish over to Leslie.
If you are reciting Kaddish, you'll find it on page 598. This week, we mourn the passing and honor the memory of Harvey Tallman, Zev and Mordechai V'chaika, Joe Elfenbaum, Zev and Mordechai V'Devora, Gary McFlicker, Gershon Reuben ben Yankel V'Sura, Esther Halpern, Esther, Bat Yitzchak Yaakov, Rachel Shena, and Topol. We recite Kaddish for the elevation of the soul of Charles Chuck Rubin, Nisan Shaya, ben Shimon Beyeta. On the 17th of Adar, we observe the Yurtzeit Zav, Nora Boardman, Clara Diner, Marilyn Lyman, Morris Silver, Teddy Margulies, Bessie Hillier, Marika Visocki, Ron Hubner, Max Levine, Vladimir Flomenboim, Shifra Rosenblatt Krongold, and Harry Springman from Temple Shalom's list, and all of blessed memory. We also observe the Yurtzeits of Shirley Abramson, Miriam Shandel Bat Moshe, Hilda Astrakhan, Hinda Bat Alter, Harry Averbuch, Daniel Baumgarten, the child we honor and remember through one more candle, Sam Bookman, Mark Dansker, Michal Ben Tzvi, Anne Friedman, Chava Bat Abraham, Anne Gilbert, Chana Bat Abraham, Samuel Hart Gilfix, Shmuel Ben Pinchas, Rhoda Halter, Tova Bat Abraham, Rachel Leah Hamovich, Rachel Bat Yoel Zev, Joseph Kusin, Yosef Ben Yitzchok, Chaim Madowich, Gertrude Sherman, Gitel Bat Shlomo, Linda Tapley, Leah Rochel Bet Reuven Bet Zipporah, Albert Wenner, Avram Sholem Ben Shlomo Verezel, and Eva Zatzer, Chava Bat Moshe Vebracha, all of blessed memory. Mourners and those observing Yurtzeit, let's join together in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'almad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'vyomechon v'chayei b'chol Beit Yisrael. V'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam l'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei dekudesha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'miran ve'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlam arab amin shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimrama, Ya'aser Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, V'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. I like the idea of separating the week, the mundane of the week, to the sacred of the sacred time of Shabbat by finding a reading that connects us to the sacred space and the sacred time. I'm going to ask you to turn to page 124 if you have a book, and I'm going to read the first half, the first paragraph, and encourage you to join me with your voices for the second as we read it responsively. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest self. Now, we in turn come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the week, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. I'm pleased to invite Rena Sector-Albaz for the lighting of the candles on page 121 and 120. Rena's been an astonishing partner with us as we create programs together. It's been a joy to have her in my life. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I didn't need to.
So this here. This part here.
It's mutual, Rabbi Allen. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos.
Oh, hear our prayer. I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. continue with Kabbalat Panim, Lecha Dodi on page 138 and 139.
We are going to sing the first two verses and the last two.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ולי תהילה. לך לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשב שבת תחילה. לך לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה.
Verse 8.
ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על ידי איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה.
Together.
לך לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה.
And please rise to receive the Shabbat.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, שם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה פני פני שבת, מקבלה.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You may be seated.
Shabbat Shalom and Shalom Aleichem. And on that topic, we'll continue with Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Oddly enough, we imagine the angels afterwards going home for us, accompanying us home for dinner. They'll be accompanying us downstairs, I guess, for dinner afterwards. Then.
Well, it's appropriate. It was a table song in the 18th century. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitichem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Amlachim, Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech, Malachi Amlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu, Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
We enter the Mariv or Arvit service. We start off with the Chatzi Kaddish. Depending on your custom, feel free to stand at the beginning of the Chatzi Kaddish or at the end as we approach the Baruch Hu.
Yitkada veyitkada Shemei Rabba ve'alma divrach chirutei ve'yamlik malchutei v'chai yekon uvyom ekon
ובקייד כל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן יש ורבה מבורך לעולם לעמי עמיה יתברך
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה
שמי וקודשה בריחו
אלא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בהאמת
והימרו 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 אמן.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvarav ma'ariv aravim. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. And together, Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. As we move to the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you will teach them diligently unto your children, and you will speak of them when you're sitting in your house, when you are walking by the wind, when you're lying down, and when you're rising up, when you're rising up, and you will bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they will be for frontlets between your eyes, and you will write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
We move to Hashkidenu on page 160.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, Hamidenu Shomereinu L'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, Hamidenu Shomereinu L'chaim. Ushmor Tzetenu L'chaim u'shalom me'ata v'yad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, v'amidenu shomereinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, v'amidenu shomereinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, v'amidenu shomereinu l'chaim.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lay down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. And together, Baruch Atah Adonai, hapares sukkot shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. B'shamru. The anticipation.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat
לעשות את השבת לדורותם בדיתורם.
Vishamru
בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בדיתורם.
Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בדיתורם.
Ki shetrish yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Vishamru
b'nei Yisrael
את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בדיתורם.
Vayom hashvi Shabbat v'nafash, Shabbat v'nafash, Shabbat v'nafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael
את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בדיתורם.
Vishamru
בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בדיתורם.
We have about 8 versions. We never know what's going to happen, so. It's the delight in planning services, actually, to figure out what the mood is and where we need to go. That was beautiful. So we're going to rise for the Amidah, which is on page 164 through page 170. Our custom at Temple Shalom is to sing together. If you choose to go do silently, feel free to do so.
Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'levoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Yanora, El Elyon גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו ויאהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מושיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר מי כמוך ביד גבורות ומידו מלך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יעללו חסלה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
The Amida ends, please be seated. The Amida ends with two prayers, one for thanks, gratitude, and one for peace. So I'm going to read, actually I'm going to ask you to read together on page 177 in a moment. Modim anachnu lakshotahu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yishenu atahu l'dor v'dor. And together, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'el lehodot. Peace is important these days. We do two prayers for peace. We're going to do a Shalom Rav, and after that I'll ask you to spend about a minute or so in contemplation. Find the prayers for peace that matter to you, whether it's internal to yourself or to your family, your community, and the world around us. And then we'll conclude with the Oseh Shalom.
Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Lamcha Tasim Leolam Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Bechol HaShalom V'tovei לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך Baruch atah Adonai hamavarech et amo Yisrael Bashalom Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim leolam ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom Shalom Rav Shalom Rav Shalom Rav Shalom. Ose shalom bimromav,
Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Vimeru.
Amen. Please be seated. Normally at this time of the service, we bring in Devar Torah or Torah into our midst, Jewish learning. We made the decision to do it during dinner this evening, and thank you, Shlomo, again for the contributions that you will make to our education today. So I'm going to invite Rabbi Anibal and Cantor Leslie to lead us in the Mishaberach, to pray for healing, and follow that with the short Aleinu on page 586.
If you do know someone in need of healing, please hold their name close in your heart as we pray for healing together this evening. Let's join together. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema.
please rise as we open the ark for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא עשה לנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כרם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Please stay standing as we approach the Mourner's Kaddish. Turning to page 597, I'll introduce the prayer and I'll turn it over to Cantor Leslie. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth. Our own loved ones, those whom our friends and families have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death.
This week from Temple Shalom, we observe the yurtzites of Sidney Kramer, brother of Kenny Boyce, Doreen Boyce, Leonard Altman, Oscar Foyer, Sylvia Salita, Ethel Freed, Israel Florman, Murray Geffen, and Rose Greenberg of blessed memory. On the 18th of Adar from Zedek, we observe the yurtzites of Shem Tov Alaluf, the child we honor and remember through one more candle, Anita Bass, Hinda Bat Michal, Esther Becher, Oscar Cantor, Usher Ben Yitzchak Besora, Eva Crystal, Chava Bat Binyamin Beshoshana, Ann Diamond, Chana Bat Natan, Yochevet Dil, Yochevet Bat Pinchas Ve'aznat, Irving Dvorchik, Eli Goldberg, Yechael Ben Herschel, Rose Greenberg, Rhoda Halter, Tova Bat Abraham, Meyer David Hamovich and Ralph Hamovich, Raphael Ben Meyer, David Berochel Leah, Sharon Rothberg, Sharon Batya Bat Reuven Moshe Vesara, Adele Reiches, Adel Bat Zev Vezlota, Victor Shore, Mordechai Ben Yehuda, Rose Solomon, Reza Etta Abraham, Benjamin Starikoff, Baruch Gershon Ben Asher, and Rachel Stillman, all of blessed memory. We turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Mourners, those observing yurtzeit, and those who wish to join me in saying Kaddish, for someone who has none to say Kaddish for them, let's join together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon v'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almayah, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yita'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ve'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Please be seated. Zirchonam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. Normally, this time in the service, we'd be doing announcements, but it's 2 synagogues, and we're standing in the way of dinner downstairs. So we've made an executive decision. This is we talked about before and based on time. Please go to the respective publications, e-blasts, websites, or otherwise. And I do know Shaarey has something to say because she's organizing a dinner downstairs. Shaarey? Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. My name is Shaarey Wolf-Elazar. I'm a member at Temple Shalom. And I just want to explain the logistics of the evening to you so you know where you're going. But before that, I want to give my heartfelt thanks on behalf of all of us for a beautiful Shabbat service full of joy and music and I think the spirit of Shabbat. So thank you for that. So right after the service, we will be going downstairs for dinner. You have assigned tables. There's a poster right outside the social hall so you can find your table number. We'll have a beautiful dinner. After that, there's going to be zmirot. And zmirot typically is called table singing, and it's what we do after a Shabbat meal. So we're going to have the Bir Kohanim in the middle, and we're going to be led by the beautiful voice of Rina, and we're going to enjoy a few beautiful Shabbat songs. And then we will finish with Birkat HaMazon, where we will pause and express gratitude for the delicious meal that was prepared by Zedek's caterer, Joel, and his staff. We will then proceed back here to the sanctuary to hear our distinguished speaker, and then back downstairs for dessert and coffee. If you're having difficulty on the stairs, we do have an elevator, but it's through Key. So Ruth, if you could just wave. If you need an elevator, please find Ruth, and she'll wait for you outside right now. But if you need it coming back, please come and find her. And Shabbat Shalom. I'll be back later.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Again, we're moving to the final psalm, and what I'm going to do right now is turn it over to Len and to all of us to join. Please add your voices. And again, truly, truly thank you all for being present in my life, as well as us in yours. It's been a real joy to share a Shabbat experience with you. Love watching community build, form, and reform. It's really quite beautiful. Len, do you want to lead us?
I'm hoping that your collective voices are heard on the internet. That's the one thing that I really miss when I watch a service.
I do want to mention something quietly. 4 of the compositions, including the Adar tonight, have been written by Len Udo personally. So we've been really quite blessed with his presence.
Lovely singing tonight.
Thank you.
So follow these words. You know, when I was a Talmud Torah kid, like Rabbi Allen, we used to make up melodies to Adar Olam. Well, it's one of those little hobbies we developed at Talmud Torah, in between soccer and Cantor Brownstone. Anyway, here's one that came to me. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Nitnasa B'chefzo Kol Azay Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora והוא היה, והוא עובר, והוא יהיה לתפארה. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו, להכבירה. בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז לעם ישראל. וחי גואלי בצורך בלי בצרה והוא ניסי ומנוסי עד כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו הפקיד רוחי, ואת אישה להעירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, אזי מלך שמו נקרא.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom Mevorach, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you to all of you at home for tuning in. Beautiful messages on the chat. I guess people at home, instead of singing, they were talking about how they know you.
Wait a minute.
I knew him at
We're
Talmud
supposed to be
Torah.
doing a service. You're chatting with people?
Hey, people at home do what they do here as well. They talk to each other.
Do we?
Everybody knows you one way or another. It's amazing. 40 people, everybody knows you. Nobody knows me or Leslie. Everybody knows Len. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you, Rev Alan. Thank you, Cantor Leslie. Thank you, Cantor Yudo. And let's go and enjoy our Shabbat dinner.